Good morning, everybody. I am Chris, and Russell and Stephanie are not here today. And I'm going to tell you why. Fired. No, just kidding. I tell you, Russell and I were coming back from a golf tournament yesterday after not playing real well. Played pretty good Saturday, not very good yesterday. But we played down in the town of Marlin, Texas, which is where my dad lived for, 20 years, I guess. And he was a member at the Marlin Country Club, and I spent a lot of summers there. I played a Little League in Marlin. If you don't know, I'm from Chilton, which is about 11 miles from Marlin. Really small town in Texas. And, well, you know, my dad and mom were are divorced, lived with my stepdad and my mom, and I would go to the country club on the weekends, spend a lot of summers there, and just going brought back a lot of memories. So I told Russell, I went, you know what, I'm just gonna have a show, and I'm gonna talk about memories about the people I saw over the weekend, because there's a lot of cool people in my past that I got to see this weekend. And they probably don't even realize I have memories of them. I saw David Pike, and he probably won't even remember this. I was 5 years old, and he had an older brother. I can't remember his name. And though I was 5 years old, maybe 6, somewhere around there, and in the shallow end of the pool, they would put me on one end, holding on to a rope, and 5 or 6 of his buddies would take off running and jerk me across the top of the pool, almost like I was just scooting across the top of the water. Marlin had a big pool, probably had the best diving board anywhere around at that time. But he probably doesn't even remember that. I don't remember him coming out to the country club much. I think his brother's name was Ronnie. And like I said, I am a book full of useless knowledge. Saw Curry Wilson. Me and Curry didn't become friends till late teens, because I don't think he played Little League. Saw Mike, and we talked about some Little League things that, you know, people who was on the certain teams. You know, saw Jennifer, and Jennifer was like smoking hot, and she married Curry. I don't get it. Anyway, Jennifer owns Spice down at the shops, and I've known them a long time. She was on the phone. I didn't get to say hi to her, but just walking in the country club was a flashback, because my dad died in '98. And I'd been a few times, but I probably haven't been there in, 8 or 9 years. And if you've never seen a picture of my dad, I'm spitting image. Except he had a beard. I can't grow a beard. I don't know. Not man enough, I guess. But there's still stories going around about him down there. He was either you liked him or you didn't like him. And either he liked you or he didn't like you. And he was one hell of a golfer. I wish I'd have had him on my team this weekend. Enough said. But I saw Alvin Chain, I saw Boo, Henry Towns, and all these were my dad's friends. And, you know, they knew me from when my dad first became a member out there. And like I said, I was probably 5 or 6 years old. And just walking in there just kind of gave you a sense of, man, I'm 40 years old. That was 35 years ago. And some days we wake up and take life for granted. And we shouldn't do that. There were people just in passing, and I didn't get to talk to everybody. But it's funny how you have your old set of friends, and then you have your new set of friends. You know, you got Gerald and Brad who played in the tournament. You got, you know, Chad. I saw my buddy Todd. I saw all the Marlin guys. Met a guy last week named Jason. Met him at George's. He's a good friend of Brad's. Well, they end up riding down there with us Saturday in Gerald's minivan because his truck's in the shop. And to hear stories of my life, their life, you know, Russell, and Gerald were like three peas in a pod years ago. When you saw one of us, you saw the other one. And we were all three married at the time, but we had 4 days off. And it was cool to have different periods of my life put back together. I had my childhood friends and where I hung out. I had my friends now, and they were all in the same place, which was really cool. I saw Mr. Al Lanfer. He's probably 90 years old. I remember playing. He was the best putter that I ever remember. Him and Boo Boo, and I saw him, and he's still getting around. And I remember me and my friend Cindy she was a lifeguard, sitting at the pool and watching Al leave every day. I won't talk bad about him because he's a great guy,